Well, students, we discussed about the various types of furrow opening devices, the covering devices, and devices for pressing of the seeds when it is sown. Now, let us go to the big machines. Actually, what are those equipment which are available for seeding and planting? You know, we had discussed in the previous lectures that seeding and planting are two things. When we are talking of bulk seeding, we are seeding in continuous, and then when we are talking of planting, precision planting, we are meaning that there should be a distance between the plant to plant. Of course, row to row will be maintained in seeding as well, but we will maintain plant to plant in case of planters. So, we will talk of the different equipment for seeding and planting today. Types of seeding equipment. Well, on the basis, because it is very essential, although one may think that why we are talking of such small and primitive equipment, but it is worth understanding as to what were there long back. When things are today, something is different, but what were there 50-60 years back. It is, as a student, you must have a look at it. Maybe you will get an idea from there. If you look at that, and from there you can get some idea and design or devise a machine which will be easier, which will be good for effective operation, and which will be cheaper. Who knows? So, it is worth showing what were there. So, that is why on the basis of the power source we will talk of these seeding equipment. See, on the basis of the manual drawn. See, initially when nothing was there, then manual drawn equipment were there. Manual drawn equipment, see this manual drawn. So, here the person holds here, and then the seed is over here, and then this is the furrow opener here, and these are the two transport wheels. So, he is in a position to put this, and from the transport wheels power is taken, and this power, so that the seed will fall from here into the tubes. These are definitely, when you can see that manual power is employed, that means definitely the output of this will be very less, but then these are good for small areas, and you know that the 60% of area in this country is less than 1 hectare or so. A lot of marginal farmers are there, small farmers are there. So, from that point of view, if people are available, then why not? You can use a device like this. So, we have shown you that there is a manual drawn device. Then bullock drawn, yes, ancient devices which are in fact there. What we do is to prepare the land as well as seeding also by using the bullock power, the animal power used. So, we have using the animal power, there are equipment which is there. This equipment is a single row, maybe this equipment will be 2 row or 3 row, depending upon what is the size of your bullock, because then size of the bullocks are very important. See, they will be in a position to give you that much of pulling strength, the power availability. So, power of this pair of bullocks varies depending on the weight of that. It varies from as low as 0.6 horsepower to as high as about 1 or 1.2 horsepower of bigger bullocks. So, depending upon their horsepower, you may have these, but since it is simple opening of these after the prepared soil, maybe you can have 2 row or 3 row such devices of bullock drawn. Then power tiller drawn, these are the power tiller drawn and tractor drawn units. Of course, we will have a look at these in subsequent discussions. We will have a look at these under field conditions, but yes, power tiller drawn, this is a cheaper unit, and then maybe 2 row unit where these are the hoppers here, and just like power tiller, you have seen operation of power tiller. So, behind power tiller, this is equipment which is attached. So, if you see these types of seed equipment on the basis of power source, the manual, bullock drawn, and then this power tiller and tractor as the power source increases. So, depending upon the capacity of the person, depending upon the land area he has, he can choose any one of these and complete the task. According to metering unit, yes, on the basis metering unit also will tell you the different types of the equipment, whether seeding or fertilizer equipment. See, seed cum fertilizer deal, the metering unit. What is the metering unit here? If you have a planter, what is the metering unit here? or the transplanter, then you will have unit, you will have the type of according to metering unit here, that according to metering unit, if it is a fluted roller type or a you can say a pneumatic type or a single belt type, whatever may be the case, this is a planter. So, the planters according to metering unit, seed cum fertilizer drill, say planter which will be planting pneumatic, this is a pneumatic planter, but then you can have a belt type of device also for planting and maintaining distance to distance, and transplanter. Well, this is slightly away, because transplanting is that once you have grown the seedlings, at some location, you know that these are done for paddy, you must have seen. So, these are grown at some location and then these are transported in proper way, and then you can put it in the right place where you want them to actually grow. So, that is why transplanting, okay. Planting at a location after removing from its original place where it is congested and it is simply grown, and that grown length could be about 2 to 3 weeks maximum, depending upon the type of the device which you have used. So, depending upon this you can say the unit, whether it is a planter or a transplanter or a seed cum fertilizer drill. Seed drill, well, I think this is already discussed to you, shown to you earlier, that what are the different components of this, and we will just like to give some specifications which you must have a look at this and remember, or to try to appreciate that suitable seeds, these are suitable for small and medium sized seeds, say wheat, soybean, gram, etc. Seed drills. The types of metering devices, fluted rural one, which is very widely used. In fact, new plastic ones are coming up where the seed damage is minimum. Then types of foray openers, we have discussed about these. Then row spacing, well, just row spacing depends, agronomists have already told us about what should be the row spacing. So, accordingly you can from your knowledge of agronomy, you should be able to pick up that. The number of tines, well, depends on the equipment, depends on the power source that you want to have. You want to have a smaller one, maybe 5 tine, then 7 tine, 9 tine, 11 tine, 13 tine, maybe 17 tine, and like that. Metering device, well, we are always taking power from the ground wheel. So, this needs to be looked into. Now, we may discuss advanced technology which is in fact replacing this part, so that we do not have any losses of power, or we are in a position to seed as much as we required. So, precision seeding. So, in that case we will show you that we do not have power taken from the ground wheel, we will have some other arrangements. The diameter is seed tube, depth of the operation, all these you can have a look at it only to give a specification of what a drilling equipment is. Seed cum fertilizer drill, as I said that if it is only seed, then seed, and if it is if there is another box along the side of the seed, then you will call seed cum fertilizer. That means both the things are being applied or put in the soil along with the seed. So, seed cum fertilizer drill, and the various parameters are given over here. These are suitable for again similar seeds, types of metering, fluted roller, then furrow openers we need not discuss, I have told you the furrow openers, number of tines same, diameter of seed tube, fertilizer tube, depth of operation, speed of operation. Well, generally this is important, 3 to 5 kilometers per hour. Generally we do not go very high, because we have a certain seed rate, and we also know that how much area to be operated. So, accordingly a certain seed in order to maintain certain seed rate, and in order that the placements are proper and not haphazard and thrown away, we maintain a certain speed of operation. Well, field efficiency, the field efficiency of such machines have been found to be 70 to 75%. Now, here you must have a question as to why this efficiency about 70-75% only. Well, we know that such a big machine, so there will be headland, there will be time losses at the headlands. There could be filling of the hoppers. So, for filling of the hoppers, you will there is some downtime. So, you need to fill up those hoppers, and sometimes there could be clogging in the seeds or the fertilizer tubes. So, there will be time lost because of that. So, when you take the totality about actual time, so actual area covered and what it should have covered, then you find that this is the value of the actual field efficiency comes, because actual field covered and the theoretical field cover, these will be two different, and accordingly when we consider all these factors, you will find that field efficiency comes to be something of this order. Zero till seed cum fertile, I discussed this earlier already, and what we can show is the details of its specifications or the different parameters, and what are the values which change about the each and every component of it. I think you can have a look at this, because I have dealt with this zero till seed cum fertilizer drill, and I said that this is a boon to the farmers for the last 15 years or so, where we are using this for virtually zero tilling. That means we are conserving the moisture of the soil. Immediately after harvest, you can operate this and save time. So, this is the uniqueness of this. Self-propelled jute seed drill. In fact, I must tell you that there are small single row manual operated jute seed drills are available in various locations and institutions. So, the Jute Corporation of India, they wanted us to develop a self-propelled machine. So, we have developed at IIT Kharagpur a jute seed drill, which is a 7-row unit, and I will while I explain you the different components, will also show you the working of this in the field. You know that jute seeds are very small seeds, and the quantity which is required per hectare for sowing is about 5 to 7 kg only. We have developed a unit which is a 7-row unit, and the metering mechanism is a very simple one, which I have explained to you earlier. Now, have a look at this. The seeds are there in the hopper here. Once they are put in the hopper, these are the location where the seeds are entangled, and they are kept inside. When this rotates, they will go and then fall into the seed tube. So, we can see that minimum amount of seeds, maybe 1 or 2 seeds only will fall into this, and then we can meter, because this is a precision seed drill. We want a certain amount of seeds only to go, otherwise we will be losing so much of power. We are taking power from the ground field. And this unit, since it is a large unit and it is difficult to handle, so we have the hydraulic system for lifting and lowering, because it is not connected to a power tractor, but it is connected to a self-propelled unit, which we have a small engine, and then we have a hydraulic system for lifting and lowering. This is the hydraulic tank here, then the pump is here, and then through the different arrangements for the hydraulic system, we are in a position to lift and lower this and maintain the position of this while transport unit. And this has been a very liked machine by the particularly the jute manufacturers, and they want this machine to be manufactured and multiplied in different for giving to the farmers and for large scale sowing of jute, particularly in this area. We will have a look at the operation of this machine shortly. Inclined plate planter. Well, inclined plate planter is another device which is very much used, particularly for groundnut crop. This is one which is used for groundnut crop. The various components of this, the power transmission, well, power transmission from here, that the fertilizer hopper here, the seed hopper over here, the seed tubes are so on, and then the furrow openers, these are here. This is the main frame of this unit. The other observations of this, you can say that is suitable for small and medium sized seeds. Then metering inclined plate, the plate of which is inclined, you will see in the operation of this that why it remains inclined, and such inclined plates, depending upon the seed, you can change that. Shoe type or shovel type of furrow opener is used. Adjustable, the row spacing is adjustable. Number of times it also varies, you can have depending upon what type of the device. This is the one which is I mean you can have 5 to 13 times. Metering device powered by the ground wheel. Then the field capacity, slightly higher field capacity of this because we are operating at about 3 to 5 kilometers, but we do get slightly higher field capacity of this because seeding is faster in this case. So, you are in a position to get, and field efficiency of, in fact, for all these more or less in the same range of 70 to 75%. Let us have a look at the its operation actually in the field and some more details of the parts and components.
Well, students, we had seen the earlier machine which was seed drill and planter both combined into one. This is a planter, inclined plate planter, which also meant for several seeds, but it is a planter where it will maintain certain plant to plant distance or seed to seed distance between the consecutive seeds when it is planted. Now, this is the inclined plate which is there, and this is particularly made for groundnut. So, we have kept groundnut here in each one of these. This is a 6-row planter. There is a fertilizer unit also here, and if you want to maintain the seed rate, we have to only change the speed of operation. We cannot maintain, but in case you have a different seed, then this plate has to be changed. This is the difference between the unit which has seen earlier, because in that unit there was a fluter roller type where if the cereal crops are kept, then by exposing the length or changing the length of exposure of the fluted rolls, we can change the seed rate. Here that doesn't exist, and hence it is only a planter, or it can be also a multi-crop planter, and by changing this plate we can achieve the seed rate what we want or the planting which we want.
Multi-crop raised bed planter. This is another planter actually. As I said, there is a difference between seed drill and planter. See, planter we are maintaining seed to seed distance, and in seed drill we are having virtually a stream of seeds which are falling, may not be maintaining actual seed to seed distance, but then in planter we do maintain this. So, this is a multi-crop raised bed planter, and generally depending upon the condition, these are such equipment are in a position to prepare beds, raised beds. I will show you what it means. See, like you can have say like this. So, these are the raised bed. Here you can have, these are the furrows, and these are the beds. So, this particular equipment, this multi-crop raised bed planter, this planter creates such there will be one furrow opener here, another furrow opener, and in between is the ridges which are created, and that on those ridges you can have those crops, because actually the seed and fertilizer will fall appropriately at that locations, and then you can have one row or two row depending upon what type of equipment you have, which seed you are taking. And some details of this are also given here. Suitable for small and medium size, then type of metering mechanism, fluted roller type, inclined plate type. Yes, it could be fluted roller type, it could be inclined plate type. depending upon which one you have taken. Then fertilizer metering devices, fruit rotor type, yes, it could be there. Vertical rotor with groups, we have already seen these fertilizer metering devices what we are there. So, any one of these could be there. Then plant spacing, adjustable, depends on the crops. Well, depending on the crop, this plant spacing can be adjusted, and the number of rows also. So, row spacing, how many rows you want onto the raised bed. The number of tines, well, it varies depending upon which type of equipment, how big is your equipment, what is the horsepower to which it is connected, those things will vary. Then bed, size of bed shaper, well, whatever is the bed shaper, you see this is one bed shaper here. What does it does? What is that? What does it do? In fact, this is one which leaves a clean bed prepared after the whole equipment has moved. You will see in the operation of this under the field condition that how it performs, and the size of this is about this. The number of rows per bed, you can have 2 to 3, as I said, depending upon what you want, what is the type, etc. Ground wheel diameter, 40 to 50 centimeter ground wheel diameter. These are in fact important with respect to the size of the equipment. Remember that whenever you are designing, you must have an idea about what should be the size and length, breadth or dimensions of the different components, because there has to be some compatibility. There must have been some aesthetic sense onto the whole equipment that you are designing. It is not that you will have a 14 row unit with all 14 spread over, but if you have a 13 row, maybe 6 in the front, 7 back, then it comes within the width of the tractor, and that is how in fact the design of such cultivators or design of the seed drills are done. So, you must know why they are few in the front and the slightly one more in the back, because one, it has to cover the clear soil zone, at the same time it is compact and not going beyond that. You will lose lot of headland timing while taking a turn, etc. So, it is important from that point of view. This is how we have these units framed. So, depending upon the size of this seed drill and size of the wheel which is there. So, depth of operation, yes, depth of operation, we do not want to go more than about 2.5 inches or so, or about 10 centimeters. We do not want to go beyond that, because we want seeds to be at a particular location, very soft covering and then pressing of that, so that emergence, etc. are there. There is no loss of these birds, loss of the seeds, etc. because of the birds, etc., which is a menace many a times. You might have seen. The field efficiency is well enough in the same range as you have seen for others. We can also have a working of this in the field. Stanley precision seed drill. This is one equipment which has been used long back, and I am sure this is being used for vegetables and small seeds. Is a precision seed drill, as the name itself says, designed by Stanley. So, the precision is that we want the proper amount of seed, the proper type of seed, the proper size of the seed, and proper location of the seed, and proper number of the seed. All these we want, and that is why we are talking a precision seeding. Now, in this one, each one of these will have, see, first I will have a look at the The suitable seeds, small and medium size seeds, you can have maize, gram, soybean, it is a belt type. Each one of these hoppers, this is one hopper, another third, fourth, these each one of the hoppers is serving the individual rows, it is serving the individual rows. It is a shoe type of furrow opener which has been used in this. The row spacing and plant spacing are adjustable the way the designer wants or the farmer wants to operate it. Speed of operation is 3 to 5 kilometer per hour, depth of operation is 5 to 10 centimeter like usual, and better field capacity. Drag chain type, the type of covering device, yes, there is the covering device here, you have seen it may not be seen here, but when you will see the operation of this in the field, you will be able to appreciate that what is this drag chain type. And plain press fields, very plain, we had seen different types of pressing devices. So, some of them are zero pressor, that means lighter ones which are covered with the rubber on the top of the periphery of the drum, but these are the plain press wheels, simple press wheels. In fact, you can see that these are two, both, there is one in the front and the other at the back, and there is a scraper also here to scrap the excessive soil, so that it does not become covered with the whole soil, etc. So, these are there, these are press wheels which are there, individual press wheels. This has seeds. Now, beauty of this is that if you want to use one type of seed, if you want to use another type of seed, so for each type of seed, each shape of seed, we have belts, and in that belt that particular size of seed will go. So, you must know that that particular size of seed will be suitable for a particular type of seed belt. So, a belt is suitable for a particular seed. So, depending upon the belt and seed type, you will have to decide the metering mechanism and change the belts, etc. Otherwise, there is another arrangement here, that in front of the operator there is a sensor in each one of them which tells what is the condition of the seed, whether the seed is there or not, whether there is seed falling or not. So, this also talks of that. This is a very beautiful equipment and very precise equipment worth using by a tractor drawn unit. Well, students, now we are looking at the operation of a precision seed drill, which is a very old one, but nowadays it is not that much being used. But then, since we have this machine with us, we would like to let you know as to what is its system of working. See, this is the hopper. There are individual hoppers. It is a 4-row machine which has individual hoppers. Now, you can see this is the hopper here, where this particular seed is kept, and then this seed comes here, from this seed comes here and then falls into this, and then we have this endless belt. I have already told you that there is in the class. Now, this is the endless belt which has holes made. Now, when this operates, then you will find that these seeds come into this, and at this point of time, now at these locations they start falling. So, the beauty is that this particular seed belt can be changed depending upon the type of seed. So, whatever is the type of seed, you have to have just different belts. This is the and in fact, it is a very accurate one. One beauty of this is very accurate one, but then meant for small seeds. Now, it has also a small sensor used in this, by which it will let the operator know. There is sensor which will measure the which is connected here, and which will measure here. In fact, there is a device which is connected to the display board of the operator and in front of the operator, which talks of what is the level of the seed inside this. So, if there is any choking or if any other thing which happens, then the operator will be in a position to know. He can stop the vehicle and then have cleared this, and then it can be operated. So, in each one of this is the system which operates. The beauty here, I repeat, is the belt, which is having several different types of holes. So, if you have a different seed, you take a different that type of seed, that type of belt to be covered into this.
Now, we will see the operation of this. Yeah, these are the pressing wheels which press the soil after it has been covered, and these are for covering. So, this covers, as it goes, it discovers the seed has fallen. So, it will go and cover, and then this will press, because we require the certain level of pressing, as I told earlier, for the seeds to remain, and then so that they will be germinating at later stage. So, in each of these, this covering the chain type of covering device and the pressing wheels are there in each one of these. This is a 4-row unit, and it maintains the depth. You can see front wheel is maintaining the depth. In fact, both of the maintaining the depth as well as gives a clean, you can say, the surface with the front ones. And then the furrow goes inside, then the furrow is cut, and then seeds are sown.
Potato planter, well, potato is a crop which is which everybody eats, and you would like to say that no vegetable you will make without potato. So, how potatoes are sown? These are sown in different ways actually. In some locations potatoes are in West Bengal, and potatoes are cut and those are sown. In these potato seed hopper, the whole potato is used for as the unit, and then these are sown into this. This is the ground wheel. This is the ground wheel here, which helps and maintains the depth of operation, etc. This is this seed hopper. Then the fertilizer unit side by the side, seed metering unit here, seed metering unit here. Power transmission, this is the power transmission, because power transmission has to be there from the ground wheel, and it should go to all the locations. Then the furrow opener, this is the type of furrow opener which I had shown you there, this type of furrow opener which is used. And some more details, the types of seed metering device is a finger type of seed metering device. What is there in this, maybe that when you see the field operation you will actually appreciate how the fingers are catching the small bulbs of potato and then releasing at one location. So, you will be able to appreciate that. Seed rate, of course, is very high seed rate. Type of furrow opener is a ridger type of furrow opener, I have already shown you there. Number of rows, generally 2 to 3 rows is there. Metering device, power from metering device, drive is definitely from the ground wheel. Depth of operation, we take about 8 to 12 centimeters. Field capacity is slightly lesser, about you can say about 2 hectare per day, and then field efficiency is also slightly lesser in this case. But then since the operation and the we need to have a look at this, and the seeds many a times whole bulb is used, so many a times this gets clogged. So, we need to waste some time, or we need to look into this while the operation is going on, that is why the field efficiency is.
Yeah, students, now let us see a potato planter. Now, this is a big problem, and I am showing a machine. In fact, these machines which I have shown you here, except the Stanham machine, all the machines are being manufactured in the country. This is a planter where whole seed, maybe a small size of whole potato seeds are sown, and we know that these are sown on the ridges. I have shown you that ridge and furrows are created, in which some of the crops are sown in the furrows, some of the crops are sown on the ridge. So, these are the potatoes are sown on the ridges. Now, how do we create these ridges? You can see that there are the furrows one, this will create one furrow, this is creating another furrow, and this will cut another furrow, and in between these two furrows there will be a ridge here, there will be a ridge here. So, at these two ridges we will have this the 2 rows of seeds planted. Now, this is the seed hopper for the potatoes which are taken, and then when the potatoes are kept in this, at the rotation you see here there is a device which is a finger type. In fact, finger type of device. You can see here that the seeds or these are attached over here incorrect, and the moment it comes at this location, these are removed. These are the locations where it is finger type, just the finger is holding the seed which is coming from the hopper, it will be held like this, and the moment it comes here through the cut off device, then it will be released. We will see the operation of this, and there is a covering device. You can see that at one location this leaf, okay, and we will see the operation of this in the ridges which is made is a track drawn unit.
Pneumatic multi-crop planter. This is a beautiful one which is another precision planting, because there we want that seeds must be placed at a proper position and at proper distance from this, and small amount of seeds many a times. This has a more details of this, of course, I will show you in the field operation as well, but then there is a blower here which is taking power from the PTO, and through this blower then each of these units, these are the hoppers, and then in these hoppers you will find that at one location there is a seed plate, and with each one of these there are these I mean the air is passed into a stalled drum, and the drum is throwing the air from here at about 3 to 4 kilo Pascal of at pressure, and when the seed seed is moving in the seed hopper, because that is at atmospheric pressure. So, with the difference of the 4 kPa here and 100 kPa here, you will find that the seeds get attached, and when they move at one location it is brushed out and sent back into the furrow, and the depth control is done through this, and these are the press wheels as we discussed. These are in fact rubber ones, so 0 press wheels which are there. Dear students, today I will show you the actual operation of a pneumatic type seeder under field conditions. Before that, let us have a look at the various components of this particular seeder, because we know it is a precision seeder, because we are in a position to sow the seeds individually. As I have told you in the previous lecture that this particular pneumatic seeder has a central unit, and this central unit is the hopper, which is individual hopper has been given for each of the furrows. Say for example, this is the hopper for this furrow, this is the hopper for this furrow, and this is the hopper for this furrow, and like that. Now, these hoppers are having the seeds, and then we have the fertilizers which are also given in this. So, this is a seed cum fertilizer pneumatic device. Now, what is done is that by taking power from the PTO, we are using a blower, and through this blower now air is pushed into a disc which is at the secondary level of the seed hopper here. Now, air is thrown into this, and the seeds are going from here into this, and there is a rotor. That rotor has, so here there is a rotor here where these holes are there, and the seeds are attached here, because when continuous air is being thrown inside the secondary level, and we are maintaining about a pressure about 4 kilopascals or so. And with that pressure, when the seed is metered, the moment seed comes to this particular location, it is cut off, because this particular disc is rotating and the seeds are attached because of the air which is blowing inside this. The air is holding the seeds onto that, and as and when it comes in near the seed hole, the seeds are thrown into the furrow. Well, we have seen that after the seeds are thrown into the furrow, there must be pushed inside the soil at certain pressure, as well as there should be a device for covering these, and so we have covering devices here. So, each one of these has a covering device. You can change the position of these covering devices. We can change also if we have different type of the seeds. So, we can have these plates could be changed depending, these plates could be changed depending on the type of different seeds that we have. In order to change the speed of operation, in fact, when we have this is a gearbox by which we can change the speed of operation depending upon the crop. If you want, we can change the speed of operation. I can show you this open view where chain and sprocket arrangement is kept into this, and the power is taken from PTU, as I told. So, we will have a look at the operation of this. Maybe we will not be in a position to see the actual seeds, but in some of the cases we will remove the soil and maybe you will have a look at the seeds. So, let us see the operation of this in the field. We can see the operation of the covering device, which is properly covering and giving a certain amount of pressure onto the wheels. It is very essential because otherwise we will not be in a position to get proper germination. This is what is required. So, the seed, these are doing a very good job at this point of time. We have the markers for maintaining the row to row spacings on both sides. Thank you.